Well, students, we're going to brainstorm the ideas for our animal sculptures today. I've got a few that I can show you before I sketch this out, but it doesn't have to be one of these animals. One of the main reasons that we're sketching things out is to figure out how to make what you want to make and what shapes you want to use. So we've got a pig, this cat. I do have a dog example too. So you can choose whether you want to use this oval shape or whether you want to use a circle shape. I'm going to go with an oval shape. I'll show you how that pig design was created. And I would line it up so it's got about the same amount of space at the top and the bottom. Definitely leave some room for some ears. Whatever you draw, I do want you thinking, can you sculpt it out of clay? And if you're having a hard time coming up with an idea, say you wanted to make one thing, but you're having a hard time doing that, but you know how to do something else, pick something that you are going to be able to do well. I won't be able to show you how to make every example of an animal that exists. So if you're thinking, oh, I know how to do that, pick that as your example for your animal sculpture. So I'm probably going to start with some ears. Just lightly sketching things out so that it's easy to erase if you need to make any changes. And then for the nose of this pig sculpture, I'm going to go with a circle shape. And then I'm going to put a line to make the bottom of the mouth. This would be just a coil out of clay. And then I would put the indentations for the inside of the nose. And mine is gonna look more cartoon-like. It definitely can be more abstract. So I'm gonna do some large kind of circle-shaped eyes. And I'm gonna have them touch each other so it looks a little more cartoon-like. And then put some details inside that. I always like to add eyebrow shapes and putting probably an inside shape here for the inside part of the ear. And I will give you a ruler, and I would like you to use the ruler to put a line on it so it kind of separates the paper in half as if your sculpture were sitting on a table. Okay. I'm going to quick show this other example for this cat example. It's really just two circles that are connected with a line, so it makes a triangle shape. Dogs, like a bear, a wolf, would have that same sort of shape. And then I just made my eyes and I made my eyebrows. This one is a dog shape. You can see it has some similarities to that pig, but instead with this oval shape, I split it in half to make this triangle shape for the nose. I did put a tongue and I have a bent ear on there. I have a collar at the bottom too. When you're done sketching it out, I would like you to use your marker to outline it. And most of the time, especially on this oval shape, if you draw part of the line and then turn the paper, draw the line, turn the paper, it's going to help you stay on that line to work your way around it so that it stays pretty even. When you're done, we're just gonna move over to this one that I have more done on. So this one has it all outlined. So once you have it all outlined, something that students forget is to do thick line. Thick line is gonna give the impression that there's a shadow and give it some depth and make it look more three-dimensional. So on this side of the line, I'm gonna have it skinny on that side, wide on this side. So skinny on one side, wide on the other. And try not to like just scratch the line in there. I would like you to make sure that you put kind of a line next to it and make sure the line is smooth. And I would do that to each of your lines. You can see I already did that to the nostrils. Just put a line next to that, and then I would just fill that in and make that side wider. I do that here too, and down here. You can see that I've already done that kind of along the bottom here. I'm gonna do that to the ears. So please put some thick lines in it. I do have more thick lines that I need to add, but we're just gonna call it good for this example so you get more work time. Once you have enough thick lines on it, if there's time, you might be able to start shading it. Most of that shading will happen next time, but what I would like you to do is make sure that it goes from black to gray to white. And if you go outside the line like I did just there, just erase it out. You can blend it in a little bit with your finger. Find the next line, black, gray, white. And that's gonna make this flat paper look three-dimensional. Black, gray, white. It can get a little tricky on these lines that are more curved. So take your time. Black, gray, and then white. And then you can blend that in. Most of this shading is stuff that we'll do next week, so you don't have to finish this, especially on these curved lines that take a lot more time and effort. But you can see it's already kind of popping it out, and it's not looking flat anymore. So work your way around those shapes. And the middle is gonna stay white, but around these edges, I'm gonna shade that in. So I would do this other side too. We'll just pretend that's done. I do the same thing on every one of your shapes. Black, gray, white. I am gonna talk to you next time about doing a shadow shape down here as well to make it look more three-dimensional. So if you do get outside the line or something, please just erase it, kind of clean it up a little bit. And just be careful that if you have pencil on your finger, you don't touch it and get fingerprints on it. So keep it pretty clean. So let's have fun working on these.